All right, so this tutorial is for Animate, and I'm going to teach you how to animate inside of Animate. So HTML5 canvas. Um, I'm going to go ahead and choose a different, we'll just leave the width. Okay, so here's our sizes and stuff. 24 frames per second is what I'm used to, so I like that frame rate. So first person shooter, or frames per second. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna need something to animate. So I'm gonna create something first. So we're just gonna do a ball. So I'm gonna click on this, the oval tool, and I'm gonna click and draw an oval. I'm gonna hit V for the select tool, and I don't like the color of the gray, so I'm gonna change that to, let's say, red, just to make something a little bit better. The other thing I want to do on this actually is make the ball have a pattern, because I want to have it roll. And right now, if I were to rotate this, you can't tell it's rotating because it doesn't have anything like that. So I want to basically add that in there. So I'm gonna put a pattern in there. So just to kind of as easily as I can think to do it, I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw in. I'm just gonna hold Shift like this and try to draw some lines. That's close enough, and then we'll just. Fabulous. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill in those with different, we'll just do like white. So boom, 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 boom. Fabulous. Okay. Then I'll just click on these and, oops, one at a time. Delete, 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 delete. Delete, 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 delete. All right, fantabulous. So I got this shape. There's my ball. Now, in order to animate this, there's a couple different ways of tweening or having the computer interpolate. There's motion tween, and there's classic tween, and there's also shape tween. Shape tween is a little bit different. It's if you want to morph from one shape to another. We're not doing that. Basically, the two main ways are this classic and motion. We're going to use motion because it allows us to draw curves for it to path, which are to move on, so it'll be a little bit better. So in order to use that, this actually has to be an object. Right now, you can see it's just, I can tear it apart if I want. I want to make it like basically a symbol, but it's almost like taking something and making it like a prefab or something where I can reuse it over and over and over again, but I make it like an object all by itself. So I'm gonna select the whole thing here, and I'll just right click. And I'll do convert to symbol, okay? And I'm just gonna call this ball. And the pivot, or I'm gonna put it right in the center of it. And the type, there's movie clip, button, and graphic. Choose movie clip, okay? So these each have their own reasons for it. But generally speaking, unless you're trying to do something specifically, leave the other two alone. Just do movie clip. It gives you the most options. And I don't think we need anything in advance. Okay, and we'll hit okay. Boom, now it's an object. So now you see I can't select the pieces of it. Now, for some reason I do want to change it. All I gotta do is if I double click on it, it will then bring me to the object and its pieces. And we'll see is that we have scene one and then ball. So I'm basically it's almost like you have nested objects. Like the scene's the main object, the ball's underneath. So if you do accidentally click on it, such as I did, just click on scene one up here and it brings you back out. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to extend these frames out. So I'm going to go to 120 here, and I'm just going to hit F5, F5, which just basically extends the scene, okay? All right, so now that I did that, what I'm going to do is basically convert my timeline here, before I even make any keys, to a classic tween. So I'm going to right-click on that and go, not classic, I'm sorry, motion tween. Create motion tween. All right, which is going to turn blue, which isn't really anything too extravagant. Now what I need to do is basically have this bounce, okay? So I'm going to take it and I'm going to scale it down first. So I'm going to select the transform tool here because it's a little bit big. I'm going to hold shift so it snaps it to proportionate. And we'll go like this. And I'm just going to imagine it bouncing on the bottom here, okay, to make things a little bit easier. Go back to V. I'm going to go over here and we'll have it start up here. Okay, so on frame 1, it's going to go there. Now I'm going to say roughly it's going to take half a second. So I'm going to go to frame 12, okay? Boom, and you can see it down here, so you could type it in if you need to, but right there. And I am going to take it and I'm going to have it come down and over here. Now you can see it automatically create a keyframe. Now what we want to do is we want to create keyframes at all the extremes. So if I look at the ball bounce, it would start at the top, come down, go up, down, 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 until it just rolled. Okay, so each one of the extremes is basically the peak and the valley of the bouncing. So now I'm going to go to, we'll say 10 frames from there. So I'm going to go to 22. So 23, 22. I'm going to take this and I'll pull it up and over roughly about half of the first one. So we'll say roughly like that. And let's see, view, and I want to turn off snapping because I find it annoying. God, I just want to take off all snapping. Is that okay? Good. It's still snapping a little bit, but okay. Then I'm going to go 10 frames from there, which will be 32, because if it takes 10 frames to go up, it should take roughly 10 frames to come down. And I'm going to have it come roughly to the base here. And I just want to check something. Did I actually touch the ground? Oh, okay, I did. Didn't look like it. All right, touch the ground. Then I'm going to go 8 frames because it'd be less than the previous. So if I was at 32, it should be 40. There we go. And we'll have this kind of come up. And it'll be about halfway of the other one. And then we'll go to 48. And we'll have it come back down. Okay. And then we'll do 6. So 48 plus 6, it'd be 54. 54. Up. Snapping is annoying. Snapping. And snap to guides, view, snapping, snap to objects, view, snapping, snap to bitmap to pixels. Okay. So this is going up, right? Yeah, up. And then come back down at here. Okay. Like that. So boom, boom. And let me see, wait, this went to 54 from here. So this actually needs to move. So I'm going to click and drag it 2 frames. So maybe not. Put that back. Okay. And then, let's see, we'll go to 64. And just have it come up a little bit like that. And then we'll have it come back down like this. And then at 120, I'm just going to take this and drag this across. I'll hold shift so it stays snapped to there. And we'll just have it come to the end here. Okay. So if I hit enter, I can actually preview it. All right. And if you look, it looks a bit mechanical and not really that great. But we got the general motion. Okay. All right. So we need to fix that. So I'm going to zoom in here. So Control++, or you can hold Control and use your rolly ball. And I have my select tool still selected. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to bend this curve here to make it more curved. I'm going to take this and bend this curve. And we will bend this curve. And I'm looking at the point, and you can see that's not quite where the peak should be. I'm actually going to switch to the direct select tool just so I can see a little bit better. Make sure this is in the center. Grab this handle, pull it this way, and we'll take this and we will flatten it. Oops, don't want to move that, just the one. So like this. Okay. And again, I'm just going to go back to this. Take this, I'm going to pull this way. Just want to make sure that all of these are basically centered because I'm looking at them and they don't look quite centered, the peaks here. Like that. And then we'll adjust the curve. So I'm going to kind of pull the curve up and over, pull this down just a touch, okay? Up and over, up and over, up and a little bit, up and a little bit, good. And now if I hit enter, you should see, let's hit it again, boom, 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 boom. All right, and we kind of see it doing that, which is pretty okay. Okay, so to further manipulate this, what you'll notice is that it's moving forward and it's doing the bounce thing. That's all fine. If I need to adjust some of the timing, so again, I'll hit enter, I'll look at this. And it's not too awful bad. But I can take some of these guys and actually extend them. So, you know, you can click and I can drag. Come on, drag, and I can move keys that way. Now, if I want to adjust some other stuff, like a little bit more what we call the graph, I can double click on any one of these keys, and you'll see down here, I get my graph, okay? So right now it's showing my X and my Y, okay? So if you look at Y, you can see it goes up and down, or, okay? So basically that is representing this up and down motion over time. But you can also see my X, okay? Now, generally speaking, the motion forward should be going kind of more or less the same speed and then slowing down. If you look at now, see how there's kind of a little bit of wibble wobble here? And I'm just going to expand this, pull this up a little bit more so I can see a little bit better. It's better if this was straight and then basically slow down. So I'm going to click and drag, or let me see if I can just, see, that's disappointing. I thought I could just get rid of that one X. Let's see if I just, oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. I'm going to take this and try to make it straight. I'm going to take this guy, make it straight, and let's see if it will let me do this. Delete anchor. No, it won't let me do that. Okay. Go back to this. Take this guy, and I'm going to try and make it straight. Okay. This guy, and this guy. Alright, and I'm just going to try and more or less straighten this up a little bit so it's kind of more straight. And then what I need to do on the end here, see how it's linear? I'm going to go back to the, well, we'll keep this one. If you hold Alt and click and drag, it will pull out a Bezier handle, hopefully. There it goes. So I'm holding Alt and clicking and dragging, and I'm going to pull it this way so that I have this ease in. Now I need to take these guys and basically make them more comparable. So I'm just going to try and do my best to do what I can here. And actually what I'm going to do also to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to convert my anchor points of each one of these to, oh, it's not going to let me, huh? That's disappointing. All right, we'll just pull these in as best we can. Oh, apparently they affect the top too. Oh, that stinks. Okay, so I'm just going to try and do the best I can to basically get these to more or less support this kind of straight to an ease in, because it would come kind of at a consistent speed and then slow down. So I'm going to pull this back down, and if I hit enter now, and you can see it slows down now at the end as opposed to the way it was going before. So I hit enter, boom, boom, boom. It's playing a bit oddly slow, but you get kind of the idea. All right. So I'm just gonna double click this, and I'm also gonna go ahead and go to this transform tool. I'm gonna go to the first one here. Actually, I'll go to the last one, and I'm gonna rotate this like so a couple of times. And let's see. And then we'll take it on this end and rotate it backwards. And it should rotate, but it's not rotating an awful lot. Okay. So what I'm going to do is double click on this again. And you can see I have my rotation here. And I'm going to pull this back up again. And I'll click this to make it fit the full size here. And the value I'm getting on this is not really quite what I would like. So let's see if we can rotate Z. Here we go. And I'm going to just pull this up much higher, like that, to like 2000 now. Okay. That way it'll make more rotations. Right in the beginning, it was only rotating a little bit. This should hopefully fix that. So let's see. There we go. It's rotating a little bit too much. Okay. So that was a little too much. So I'm going to take this and pull this back down. We'll do about half as much. I'm also going to hold Alt, and I'm going to click and drag, because it would actually slow down as it goes. So let's check this again. Enter. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And then it comes to sort of a halt, okay? Good. There we go. So there's kind of a basic ball bounce.